Writing and solving linear systems. We'll be reading word problems and writing a system of equations and then solving them. So these are the steps we'll be following. First, we'll define the variables. Then we'll write the system, solve the system, and check the solution. Brianna sold roses and carnations. Carnations are sold for $10 each, while roses are listed as $12 each. If Brianna sold $428 worth of flowers and only sold 39 items, how many in roses and carnations did Brianna sell? So the first thing we want to do is identify our variables. So we're talking about roses and carnations, so I am going to have C represent carnations and R represent roses. The next thing you want to do is think about the two types of equations you'll be writing. The first equation we'll write will represent the number of flowers. So you want to write an equation that represents how many flowers there are. And the second one we're going to write is going to represent the cost of those flowers. So the first one, the number of flowers we have, is C plus R is equal to 39. Or the number of carnations plus the number of roses is equal to 39 items. The second equation represents the cost. So we put all the money in the same equation. So $10 for a carnation and $12 for a rose. So 10C plus 12R is equal to 428. So here we've written our system of equations. So go ahead and solve those and determine the solution. So I found the roses to be 19, R to equal 19, and C to equal 20. So there are 19 roses and 20 carnations. At a local farm, there are pigs and ducks. If there are a total of 68 feet and you count 26 heads, how many pigs and ducks are there? Remember, a duck has 2 feet and a pig has 4 feet. So let's go ahead and write our variables, identify them. We're talking about pigs and ducks. So P equals pigs and D equals ducks. So let's think about the types of equations we'll be writing. The first one is going to represent the number of animals we have. And the second equation is going to represent the number of feet those animals have. So go ahead and write the two equations, or the system of equations. An equation that represents the number of animals, or pigs plus ducks equal 26 heads, or 26 animals, because pigs and ducks each have 1 head. And an equation to represent the number of feet, it is 4p plus 2d equals 68. Because pigs have 4 feet, ducks have 2 feet, and there's a total of 68 feet. So go ahead and solve the system and find the solution. So I found D to be 18 and P to be 8. So there are 8 pigs and 18 ducks. Glenn made cookies with 2 different types of chips, chocolate and peanut butter. There were only 33 total chocolate and peanut butter chips in all of the cookies, but there were also 3 more chocolate chips than peanut butter chips. How many peanut butter chips and chocolate chips did Glenn use? So go ahead and identify your variables. And we're talking about chips, chocolate, and peanut butter. So C equals chocolate and P equals peanut butter. And the two types of equations we'll be writing. The first one will represent the number of chips there are. And the second will represent the relation of the types of chips, or how the chips are related to each other. So go ahead and write those two equations. All right, an equation to represent the number of chips is C plus B equals 33, or the number of chocolate chips plus the number of peanut butter chips is equal to a total of 33 chips. Now, an equation that represents the relation of the types of chips, one way it could be written, is that the chocolate chip is equal to the peanut butters plus 3, or C equals P plus 3. Or you could have written C minus 3 equals P. Go ahead and solve the system. I found P to be 15, C to be 18, and that means there were 18 chocolate chips and 15 peanut butter chips. Number 4, the length of a rectangle is 5 inches less than 3 times its width. The perimeter is 86 inches. Find the length and the width. So go ahead and identify your two variables. W is the width, L is the length, and now we're going to write two equations. The first equation is going to represent the perimeter of the rectangle, and the second equation is going to represent the relation of the length and the width. So go ahead and write the system. An equation that represents the perimeter of the rectangle is 2 times the width plus 2 times the length is equal to 86 inches. And an equation that represents the relation of the length and the width is that the length is equal to 3 times the width minus 5. So go ahead and solve the system. I found W to be 12 and L to be 31. So the width is 12 inches and the length is 31 inches.